Sometimes it might come across as being a little negative, a little not so hateful as much as angry towards certain topics, especially on the main channel. This is a little bit more even keel and an opportunity for me to just decompress from the just overwhelming amount of detestation I have for modern day news and politics. But honestly, like in my day-to-day life, I like to think I'm a pretty positive person. The story that I tell myself, and that's more often than not exactly what you need. So, how do you make that change? How do you stop from constantly being too tough on yourself if you find that to be a problem in your life? How do you properly train the mind in order to get your mindset correct? Let's see what some of the experts are saying. Every one of us has thought patterns that keep us stuck. In fact, these thoughts patterns are usually the real barriers rather than money or time that keep us from pursuing meaningful things that we want to do with our lives. The pattern come in a few fairly familiar varieties. I like alliteration too. Discouragement. What's the point? I'm going to fail anyway. Why even try? It's too hard. I think we all have family members like that. Rationalizing. It's okay if I skip this. I can do it later. One time won't hurt. Being a procrastinator. Being a loser. Being lazy. Defensiveness. It's not my fault. I didn't mean to do it. Why do they have to attack me? I'm a perpetual victim. We see that play out every single day. It's never your problem. Responsibility. Avoidance. I'd imagine this is going to be along the same lines. It's overwhelming. Let me just check one message first. I don't know if I can do this. It's so tough. Why can't somebody help me? Blaming others, because it's always somebody else's fault, right? Always. It's never you. It's never your fault. It's always somebody else. The world is conspiring against you. Why do they have to? Well, they should have always in here, okay? Because everybody's heard this at one point or another. Why does it always have to be like that? They're always they're always treating me badly. I can't even have a good life because of them. Anticipating judgment. People won't like this. They won't value my contributions. I'm so great, and the world won't accept me for being me. Maybe you suck. Harshness towards self. I suck. I need to do better. I'm always screwing up. I should be better than this by now. Wow, why don't you just accept reality? That would be nice. The exact categorization of this thought pattern isn't important. What matters is whether this thought pattern is helpful. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 different thought patterns. Exactly 0 of them are helpful. Anyways. Most of us are unaware of these thought patterns, so we're beholden to the power without realizing them. To be clear, these aren't bad thoughts. Oh, those ones are. Every example of those there are just, if that's your end goal, if that's just where you end up without, thinking through everything, then it's bad. It's very bad. If you initially come to those conclusions without doing any additional work, that's where the problem arises. We can train our minds. Open your mind to be more powerful to a more powerful thought pattern. For example, you might try one of these. I don't know if this will work out, but I can always put my best effort and get the best result that I can. Based. Life is short and precious, and I want to make the most of it. I use my time consciously and powerfully. Yeah, exactly, because you're still going to have that problem, and if you just continue to push it off, if you continue to procrastinate, you just keep avoiding anything that could possibly go wrong, you're just going to be paralyzed with doing nothing. But nothing is safe, right? Ugh. I'm strong enough to turn toward things that make me feel uncertain, afraid, and overwhelmed, and use them as a teacher. And the only way that you grow is to carefully and cautiously stumble forward into the chaos of the unknown. I don't know if I'll be good at this, but I'm going to act as though I will be and have unreasonable confidence. Yeah, that's the whole idea of fake it until you make it, which is very powerful, okay? And that's not necessarily a fair description of events, because in actuality, you are who you say you are. Think about that. I know what others will think, and I don't really care. I value myself and I acknowledge my light. So most of that's good, but that's fine. Catch yourself when you're using the old pattern. Yeah, exactly. If you keep telling yourself negative thoughts, you're not going to accomplish anything. You're just going to talk yourself out of growth, personal development, and any sort of advancement. You'll usually know you're feeling discouraged. You'll reach for the distraction. You're avoiding something or putting it off. You're feeling mad at someone or victimized. Pause and acknowledge your fear. Underneath the old pattern of thinking is simply a bodily sensation or uncertainty of fear. Acknowledge that there is, and that's okay to feel fear, and give it reason and reassurance and calm it down. Try a new thought pattern. Say to yourself that you're really trying to believe in it, fully empower it, and see what effect it has. Exactly. Like I said before, you are who you say you are within reasonable limitations. Like I can't say I'm 7 feet tall, right? I'm just 6.5, right? It doesn't matter how hard I think. I'm not going to grow another 6 inches, ladies. I have to do this over and over. Exactly. It's constant personal development. Set visual reminders wherever you can. Write notes on your phones, on a mirror, or on your desk. I guess, but that just seems cumbersome. You know what isn't? Just not relying on old thought patterns that continuously hampered your development. That would help. Practice over and over. When you get discouraged from practicing, notice the thought pattern is discouraging you and try a new one. That seems pretty basic, huh? Because within reasonable limitations, like I'm never going to walk on the moon without a proper helmet, okay? I can't just manifest anything into reality. You have to realize that you have to do the work. But goals, realistic, tangible goals, like if I want to make $1 million, there are steps that you can take along the way, and then just say, oh, I don't have any money right now and I can't do anything about it. That's just negative self-talk, and that's just not going to help you along. You have to realize that there are steps along the way, and what is most important than any of that is changing the story that you tell yourself that, yeah, no, I'm not there yet. With all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.